Hey, good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, if you read my book, Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America, you'll come to understand that my wife and I have been survivalists, preppers, for a long time, right? We really got on the bandwagon, though, about 1998, before Y2K, and we joined all the boards that probably some of you who are at least my age were on, the prepper boards. They were called survivalist boards then. And you know, we started really amping up our preparedness measures. And one thing that always kind of tickled me when people would talk about what they were stocking up, because, you know, the world as we knew it was going to end. And now people are looking at the future and they're saying, you know, hey, it's very possible that the world as we know it is going to come to a close. And so one of the things people talk about supplying themselves with, stocking up on, is toilet paper. I get a kick out of it, right? Because people, it's kind of the first thing they go to is thinking about what they're going to wipe their butt with in the apocalypse. Or people talk about barter items, and whenever the discussion of barter items comes up, people talk about, I'm going to store toilet paper because everybody wants toilet paper. And it just gets me thinking about how soft we have become as a society if this is like the first thing that brains default to. Oh my God, the world's going to end. I better go get some toilet paper. Do you think maybe there's things that are more important than what you wipe your butt with? What did people do 200 years ago? Now, if you look up toilet paper on Wikipedia, and I did before this article, some form of toilet paper has been used in some societies for a really long time. But really, the vast majority of people out there have gotten along just fine without, you know, beautiful toilet paper. And so I am not saying, as a matter of fact, I'm going to shoot a video right after this one and you're going to say, you're contradicting yourself. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that it's not important or that it's not something maybe that you want to store or you know, put up for bartering. Actually, I don't think it's a great barter item. I'll get to that in a second. But there are more important things that you need to focus on than toilet paper. Now, if you have all your other bases taken care of, if you have your food and your water and a long-term... It's funny, people fill their attic with toilet paper so they have enough toilet paper for a year and a half. Do they have enough food for a year and a half? Do they have the means to purify, gather water for a year and a half? Do they have the means to take care of themselves medically for a year and a half? If the answer to those questions is yes, then by all means, go ahead and start focusing on toilet paper. But there's some problems with toilet paper, and here's where we come to barter. You know, when you want to store items for barter, what you want is the most bang for the buck in the smallest amount of durable space. This is not durable, right? Store this anywhere outside of a metal container, and the chances of mice getting into it and making a little nest with it are huge. If it gets wet, my wife and I had a whole stack of toilet paper, I don't know, chest high of the big things of it in one of our bathrooms, and we had a flood. And you know what? This wicks water really well, so it wicked the water all the way to the top of the toilet paper, and it was just a mess, right? So it doesn't store well. It's not small. You know, it takes up a lot of space for what you're going to get. I mean, because at the end of the day, what's somebody going to give you for one roll of toilet paper? Because they're looking at that and they're calculating in their head how long that's going to last. That's the perceived value of it, as opposed to how many packs of sewing needles could this amount of space be? How many boxes of .22 ammo, or in fact, boxes of rifle ammo or pistol ammo could go in this space, right, for storage? How many little bottles of booze would go in this space, right? Better barter items that store better, are more durable, and have more bang for the buck. And so I just ask you, you know, maybe you want to look around at other societies. What did other societies do after they dooed? Did you ever see that show? I think it was on A&E or the History Channel, Frontier House. They took a bunch of families and experiment, the project. They took them out to Montana, and they basically had to live for several months on their own in Montana as if they were in the 1800s. Same clothing, same tools, same everything. And they didn't have toilet paper out in Montana. There's not a whole lot of suitable grass, and there's not a whole lot of leaves out there. What'd they do? Well, what they did is they took little rags. Everybody had their own little rag, and there was a soapy bucket in their outhouse, and they'd use this rag on themselves to clean up, and then they'd wash their own rag and hang it on a nail so it was ready next time. You know, there's other things to do. Corn cobs, smooth stones. A lot of Arab cultures, left hand, right? Well, when you're surrounded by nothing but sand, what else are you going to do, right? So just think about that. I'm not saying toilet paper is not important, as you're going to see in the next video. But I am saying it's not the most important thing. And if the first thing your brain goes to is, oh my gosh, what am I going to wipe with? I think you might be living a pampered life, and you might need to start clicking your brain over to the potential harsh realities that are just on the horizon. All right. I hope this was helpful. If you like it, share it and subscribe. All right. I'll see you out there.